I am Emily Erickson Sandstrom talking to you from TarotVerbatim.com. Today we are about another true story from long ago. Psychic emergency, life-saving message about a pizza. When you are supposed to survive and a life-threatening situation is at hand, a message comes to you from anywhere it can, even your friendly tarot psychic. Be aware it can happen to you. Why you are supposed to survive is unknown. Perhaps you are a cog in a wheel of coincidence that leads to something important in the divine plan. Maybe something that will happen decades from now. Who knows? Maybe your time just isn't up. The blueprints of the universe are not open for public inspection. Where did the knowledge come from that a certain client would that day be presented with a poisoned pizza by her husband? Extrasensory is all I know. There was no signature on the information, but it was so insistent and so clear that I delivered the extrasensory message. This isn't the first time I'm called upon to phone someone with a nutcase idea. Once it was the wife of a lawyer client when I was a court reporter, and she was a stranger to me, and that was a really crazy-sounding message about her boy. Thought I might lose a client there. Each instance, the person accepted the idea and performed the action that saved the day. I wonder if that means God only sends messages to people who are going to listen, through people who have the guts to make a fool of themselves. So anyway, I called the lady all day, leaving polite messages, leaving appropriate apologies, because I never call clients. She is usually home, and her messages broadcast on her phone. Hours pass, nothing. Finally, I holler into her phone. I wouldn't be calling you this many times all day if it weren't important. Look out for a poisoned pizza today. I hated saying that on a phone that broadcast, but she called back immediately, had heard all my messages, thought nothing of it, figured her credit card had not gone through or something. "Oh," she said, "husband left 3 large pieces of hot pizza on the table. I'm looking at them. And he went to take a bath. He told me to help myself, that he had his. What shall I do?" "When he gets out of the shower," I suggested, "tell him that you were not hungry, so you took the wonderful pizza to his dear mother and her nurse. My client's abusive husband was the slave of his evil invalid mother. She actually did that. As inconvenient as it was, my client got in her truck, drove the few blocks to Mama's manse, and left the magic pizza on a table there. She's there and back before husband gets out of the bath. Husband gets out of the bath wearing one of those miniskirt towel things. My ex used to wear that. They are not modest. Did you enjoy the pizza, honey?" "Oh, I ate already, and it looked so good I drove over there while it was still hot and shared it with your mother." Husband, informed of this, still in his after-bath skivvy attire, ran to his big heavy trade truck, and he hightailed it over to the house where mother and her attendant were. He seized the pizza without a word, and out the door he bolted. You can imagine the nurse's chagrin. "Why wouldn't he want us to have a slice of pizza?" she asked my client. "That man's crazy." His wife could only sympathize and agree. Notice the timing of me hollering into the phone. Just right. ESP in the nick of time. If a friend, or perchance your tarot reader or psychic, ever calls you with a plausible story, that you should do something about something that is really happening right then, don't think twice. Do it. Because if the friend is wrong, you've lost nothing if you do it, except maybe face. And if the friend is right and you don't do it, you may not live to regret not doing it. It's all about risk-to-benefit ratio, and the odds are in the favor of listening to a superstitious warning any day. I'm Emily Erickson Sandstrom, talking to you from TaroVerbatim.com, where Taro talks to you word for word every time you call. My telephone number is 1-800-993-6912. I think of it as 99 369 12, like the numbers on your watch. I have more stories to tell you later. Later.